Yo, what's up gang? Today I wanted to talk about a brand new addition to the channel. We got sponsored by none other than Baby Audio. I reached out to them and asked if they are willing to help out with a sponsorship on a couple of videos. They said yes and send over their entire library of instruments and effects. Big shout out to Baby Audio for the support. Thank you so much. Today what I wanted to do is check out a couple of their instruments, specifically the BA1 and Adams. I've been having a blast over the past week or so with these instruments, and it's just non-stop tinkering and figuring out what there is to these instruments. And today I was hoping we could make a short beat with the BA1 and Adams, and hopefully you guys can see how you can incorporate these instruments in your own workflow. Without further ado, let's just jump right into this. I really appreciate the fact that all the presets in here are done by some very, very talented individuals. One of them is Venus Theory, which I just shout out to Venus Theory and everything that he does. But I really, really love all the sounds in here. I use them all the time. I'm a preset nerd, what can you say? But the one thing that I really do love is the sound of it right out of the gate. And the first preset is called Alive at Last, and I want you to listen to this. Listen how cool this sounds. How cool is that? I am just every time I open one of Baby Audio's plugins, that I've used them for years at this point, and I have no problem of singing their praises. Even if this video was not sponsored, I would still use Baby Audio's plugins. I just love them so much. Let's try and initialize one of these patches here. And this is an initialized patch. You click on this little button to get it to initialize. And once it's initialized, you get a normal sound. We have a triangle, we have a saw, a square, and then a pulse. And nowadays there's programs like Serum that can do a lot of things, but it's always very nice to see a program that does just one thing very well, and I love that. Design of it all as well is very much it reminds me of the OP1 and Teenage Engineering a little bit, but it's still very much Baby Audio, and I really love them for that. You can change the mode between polyphonic and monophonic right here. So if I play two notes, you still hear the one note if it's monophonic, as per the name. Next up, we got our filter section with our cutoff, which, much like any cutoff, sounds really, really awesome. So the one thing that I want to try and do as I'm going through here, I want to create some kind of a patch that's going to be like a pad for this little nice, just basic drummer house type of a beat. Standard stuff, nothing amazing. I want to create some kind of a nice pad for this. So I'm gonna stick with a triangle. I wanna adjust the envelope in a way where I have a fast attack, but the release is very slow, which creates these lush, a little bit fading pads. So if I turn this into polyphonic and then go with a short attack and then a little bit of decay with a nice sustain and release, we should get, okay. If we take it up an octave higher. Okay. Whoa. Don't like that. Much better, much nicer. I don't like the cutoff frequency a whole lot, so I'm gonna that's a lot better. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. I've yet to talk about my favorite feature. The BA1 features this little speaker, which gives it a texture that I can only describe as nostalgic. Okay, check this out. No speaker. With speaker. It has a nice little texture that's coming out like an old speaker. Although I would love to see a mixer knob on this. Just have it blend into the entire plugin. And the only way that I found out how to use this and utilize this properly is if I put the BA1 with the speaker as a separate instrument and basically blend it in like that, but keep all the same settings in there as they are. You know, you win some, you lose some. The LFO is basically tied to either oscillator 1 or to the filter. Those are the only two targets that you can have. So if I tie it to filter 1, you can't hear it quite well because the fader is mixed between the two oscillators. But if I take it just to one oscillator, you're gonna be able to like hear this as I pull it up. I appreciate that the LFO is not as egregious. It does seem like it's not going, you know, a billion %, even if I like blast it all the way up. It's more texture and less annoyance. I'm gonna take the LFO and tie it to the filter. I just wanted to give it a nice movement for the filter so it opens and closes a little bit better. You know, just a little bit of movement, nothing too crazy. Maybe even dial the amount down. Next up, we got the sidechain. Now the sidechain, you can change the routing to pre or post. And honestly, this is the one thing that I'm not a fan of. I'm not a huge fan of sidechaining. I love it. And it sounds cool, yes, but in these scenarios, I just am not a fan because it feels a little bit gimmicky unless it's tied to a different instrument. And it's just not for me, but it is a very nice feature on the BA1 and in this scenario. Up next, we got the effects panel where we can dial in the tone, the drive, the delay, the reverb, and the chorus, which all of these are phenomenal sounding. Like, okay, just let me show you guys what the reverb plus chorus sounds like. This is bringing me immediately back. So let's take like a somewhere around their length, somewhere around their chorus amount. Now we went from what you remember to this. Immediately nostalgia. And even if you like dial up the reverb, it doesn't take away from the sound itself. It's not a reverb that is overbearing and overpowering. I think they did a phenomenal job with the reverb here. You can change the mode from circuit to overdrive. And to be completely honest, I don't know what happens in the background of that.
Hey guys, I wanted to put a quick editor note here and let you know that after I shot that video, I went back and checked what actually was happening there and why I couldn't figure out what circuit meant. So I went on Baby Audio's website and found the manual for the BA1 and ended up finding out that they are referencing circuit bending in that instance. So the drive and the tone knobs are actually being used to circuit bend and overdrive tones, like an overdrive pedal. But the circuit bend was the interesting one. So circuit mode is a type of a distortion algorithm that they use in the BA1 plugin that attempts to digitally mimic the unpredictable and chaotic nature of a circuit bend synthesizer. And if you guys don't know what circuit bending is, because genuinely I didn't know about this, is physically modifying cheap electronics from, you know, often cheap toys or drum machines, old synthesizers, causing them to behave unintentionally, basically creating instability and chaos. Often it's being used in lo-fi sounds and experimental music, and it was mostly popularized by underground electronic scenes. And one of the people that constantly used it was Aphex Twin, of all people. I'm not shocked. Just wanted to let you guys know, leave a little editor note. Back to the video.
Regardless of which mode you choose, you're not going to be disappointed, at least. Let me dial that a little bit to tone. It's just Heaven City right away. Now more into the dark side of things. I've joined Darth Vader. So let's see if we can make something out of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds good. Let's see it. Take these guys down because they seem to be blasting a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's much nicer. I want to get a little bit of drive in these drums. Okay, the only thing that I don't like about these drums is that they are a little bit, this little hi-hat, it's a little bit too long. So what if we, I like my drums to be a little bit tighter. This is why I'm doing this. So let's hear it. Whoops. Mistakes do happen, you know? Because mistakes constantly happen, we cannot change what has been done. We can only change our reaction to them. So, let's hear that. All right. That doesn't sound bad at all. Ooh. Okay, what if we add a little bit of delay here and then change the length? Let's see what this is gonna sound. Oh, that's so nice. That is so sweet, man. BA1, phenomenal instrument. Can't sing its praises enough. I almost open it up every single project at this point. Moving on to instrument number 2, which is Baby Audio's Atoms. Now, this one I don't have as much hands-on knowledge, mainly because it does tend to lean more on the ambiental side and less on the type of music that I am trying to create. But nevertheless, I wanted to check it out, get a little bit of a deep dive on it. I want to say that this is phenomenal for idea starting because you can just click this at any point and get something that, you know, is gonna spark an idea. Also, the graphics are pretty cool. I can't lie. Those, I was looking for good graphics. That looks cool. According to their site, Baby Audio says that Atoms is a new kind of synth plugin that uses cutting-edge physical modeling to generate an endless variety of organic and otherworldly sounds. Okay. I genuinely am still figuring out this plugin. I haven't had quite enough time with this plugin to like sing its praises, but going off of just the plugins themselves, I can confirm that this plugin is nuts. There's no other way of explaining it except nuts. I mean, take a listen. I told you this. It's just it's everywhere. And if you like these types of sounds, I'm all for it. I like go for it. Atoms is phenomenal. I hope to spend more time with this plugin and get you guys an updated video in the future. So subscribe if you want to check that out, and don't forget to let me know down in the comment sections if you enjoy this type of stuff. This is how one of the pads sounds like. It sounds great, but if you let go, it turns eerie, and I'm not sure what to do with that. Oh, I like that. I would like to tone it down just a little bit though. This is a nice layer for the track. Let's see how that's gonna turn out together. Let's see. Okay. So nothing major, nothing amazing, but still, it adds a little bit of character. The last thing that I want to do is I really want to give this track a nice bass. So let me pull out the BA1 because I'm more comfortable with the BA1. So there you have it, guys. If you like these plugins and you like what you saw here, please do yourself a favor. Check out the link in the description. Get yourself some BA1 and Atoms. Thank you one more time to Baby Audio for giving us these plugins to play around with. A special thank you to my Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon supporters who keep the channel alive, keep making me put out more music and more videos, which I truly am grateful and thankful for. And I'll catch you guys later. That's all the tunes. Okay, bye.